cut your ribbon, rickrack, and leather or pleather to the size that you want. My jacquard ribbon I cut to 7 3/4 inches, and this jacquard ribbon is 7/8 inches wide. And so when you're going to cut your leather or your pleather, you're going to want to cut it two sides. And so I cut mine just slightly shorter than what I cut the ribbon to, as you can see there, and then the same width. And then for your rickrack, you can cut it just slightly longer. That way you have room to play with the ends and make sure that you like how it looks. So go ahead and get those all cut out, and then we'll put them together. You're going to also cut out your stitch witcher or your fusible web to the same length that you cut your pleather leather. Now, it's best to use leather, but leather can be kind of hard to find, so it's absolutely okay to use pleather. The difference is, well, there's a lot of difference, but the difference that's visible right now is that the back of the pleather is this white fabric, cottony backing. And so when we're making this, we want to make sure that the pleather, the leather looking side, is facing down. Okay, so put that with the leather side facing down, and then get your fusible web and place it in the middle, and then make sure your rickrack has been cut to where the ends are where you'd like them to be, and just place that down. And then do the other side. And then take your jacquard ribbon and then place that down on top. So we just want the rickrack to be peeking out just the loops. And that's all you can see. Okay, and then now that that's ready, we're going to go over, and then we're going to use our iron and iron that down. Alright, I've just finished ironing my cuff, and then you can also use pins, and you can skip that step. Just use pins to keep everything together. Now we're going to stitch it together, so make sure that everything is ready to go, and inside we don't want to see any of the bottom of the rickrack sticking out. And then we're just going to stitch really close to the edge of the jacquard ribbon. And then with the jacquard ribbon, because of the ends, you can either use a fray check to seal the ends, or when you get to the end of the cuff, you can change your machine to do a zigzag stitch. That finishes that part of the cuff. One last thing that you want to do when you're done sewing the cuff together is you want to cut off any excess and any threads. And then now we're going to put the snap buttons on. So the ribbonretreat.com sells these snap buttons, and then you can just get one of these tools to put them together. And so I put the ends where I want them to go, and now we're going to attach them to our cuff. Okay, and then you take a hammer and that attaches one of the snap buttons. And then when you do the other side, make sure that you do it on the wrong side so that it will snap correctly. So that shows the snap buttons on both sides, and then they can just snap together like that, creating the cuff. Now we're going to add a gem to the center. Now the Ribbon Retreat carries gorgeous gems that you can use for this project, and this one is so beautiful. So what we're going to do now is we're going to attach it to the cuff. Now you're going to want to use a glue like E6000, a strong glue, one that can dry overnight. I don't have any, so I'm just going to show you really quick with using a glue gun, but be sure to use a stronger glue. So you're going to take your gem and you're going to add glue to the back of your gem, and then place it where you want it to be on your cuff. Now with the E6000, you're going to want to get something heavy to go over the top of it so that it will hold it in place and it will be super secure. So when you put the cuff on, it won't come undone on the edges of the gem. And so then you'll wait 12 to 24 hours, the longer the better, and when it is dry, then you have a beautiful ribbon cuff.